Understanding reaction versus response. The difference between reaction and response is subtle yet profound. A reaction is automatic, often driven by emotion, impulse, and external stimuli. A response, on the other hand, is deliberate, thoughtful, and under your control. In life, we are constantly bombarded by situations that trigger us. Whether it's an angry comment, a stressful situation, or an unexpected change, our first instinct is often to react. But what if you could master the art of response instead? The Stoics believed that our power lies in how we choose to react, or not react, to what life throws at us. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The key to mastering your mind is learning to respond with intention, not to react out of impulse. Actionable tip. Start by noticing the difference between when you react and when you respond. Pause, take a breath, and then choose your response. The power of pause. One of the most powerful tools in mastering your mind is the pause. When you feel the urge to react, take a moment to stop, breathe, and center yourself. The Stoics understood that taking a moment to reflect before acting allows you to detach from the emotional charge of the situation. This pause creates a space between stimulus and response, where you have the power to choose. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This doesn't just apply to others, it applies to your own reactions. By pausing, you take back control over your emotions and behavior. Actionable tip. Practice pausing before reacting. When you feel triggered, take a few deep breaths, step back, and allow yourself the time to respond thoughtfully. The emotional freedom of choosing your response. When you react, you hand over your emotional freedom to the external situation. When you respond, you take that freedom back. The key to emotional freedom is recognizing that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we choose to respond. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, believed that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Often, we react emotionally because we imagine worst-case scenarios. But when we respond thoughtfully, we allow ourselves to stay grounded and rational, no matter the external circumstance. Actionable tip. When faced with a challenge, remind yourself that you control your response. Your emotions do not have to dictate your actions. The power of thoughtful reflection. Reacting is often instinctual, while responding requires reflection. By reflecting on a situation before acting, you can separate yourself from the emotional chaos and respond with wisdom and clarity. The Stoics practiced this reflection as a daily habit. They would often journal to process their thoughts, reflect on their actions, and evaluate their emotional responses. This practice allowed them to gain clarity and act with intention rather than emotion. Actionable tip. Take time at the end of each day to reflect on your emotional responses. Journaling can help you understand your triggers and develop better ways to respond in the future. The role of self-control in mastery. Self-control is the cornerstone of mastering your mind. The Stoics were masters of self-control, recognizing that our thoughts and actions are within our power. When we lose self-control, we give away our power to external circumstances. By practicing self-control, we can choose our responses to life's challenges rather than being ruled by them. Self-control is not about suppressing emotions, but about allowing yourself to feel emotions without acting on them impulsively. Actionable tip. Develop self-control by practicing mindful awareness. The more aware you are of your thoughts and feelings, the better you can control them. Reframing challenges as opportunities. A key element of responding rather than reacting is reframing. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, see them as opportunities for growth. The Stoics believed that obstacles were not something to avoid, but something to embrace as a way to build resilience. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When we shift our perspective and see challenges as chances to improve, We stop reacting with frustration and start responding with growth. Actionable tip. When you face a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Reframe obstacles as opportunities to develop resilience and wisdom. The practice of detachment is another key Stoic principle. By detaching from external circumstances, we can avoid emotional reactions. This does not mean withdrawing from life, but rather not allowing life's events to control our internal state. The Stoics practiced detachment by focusing on what they could control, their thoughts, actions, and responses, while letting go of attachment to outcomes. This helped them maintain inner peace, regardless of what happened around them. Actionable tip. Practice detachment by focusing on what you can control. Let go of attachment to outcomes and embrace the freedom that comes with accepting what you cannot change. The strength of stillness. Stillness is often misunderstood. It's not about being passive or inactive. Instead, it's about cultivating inner peace and clarity in the midst of chaos. Stillness is a powerful response to life's challenges because it allows us to act from a place of calm, not reactivity. The Stoics believed that stillness is where true strength resides. By cultivating stillness, we can respond to challenges from a place of centered power rather than reacting impulsively. Actionable tip. Practice stillness through meditation or mindful breathing. Allow your mind to calm so you can respond from a place of clarity. Responding with integrity. Responding with integrity means staying true to your values, regardless of external pressure. The Stoics believed that our character is defined by how we act when no one is watching, and how we respond to challenges is a reflection of our integrity. When we respond with integrity, we act in alignment with our principles, regardless of the situation. This creates a sense of inner peace because our actions are consistent with our values. Actionable tip. Identify your core values and use them as a guide when responding to life's challenges. Act in alignment with these values, even when it's difficult. The power of mindful action. Finally, responding with intention is about mindful action. The Stoics didn't avoid action, they practiced mindful action. This means taking purposeful steps that align with your values and goals, rather than reacting impulsively to life's circumstances. By being mindful in our actions, we regain control of our lives. We no longer let life dictate our responses. Instead, we respond with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Actionable tip. Practice mindful action by focusing on one task at a time and aligning each action with your deeper goals. Take deliberate, purposeful steps toward your growth. Mastering your mind by stopping reactions and choosing thoughtful responses is the path to true freedom. The Stoics taught us that we cannot control external events, but we can always control how we respond to them. By practicing mindfulness, detachment, and integrity, we can cultivate inner strength and resilience. This is how you master your mind, by responding, not reacting, and in doing so, you live with purpose, clarity, and strength.